WNZR, our continuing coverage of Food for the Hungry. And we are speaking with two special guests. That's Dave and Stephanie with Afterglow Christian Mission House. How are you folks doing?
Great. How are you? Doing great.
Fantastic. So we understand you received a check. So why don't you tell us a little bit more about your outreach, exactly what you do?
That's a great question, and I think the best way to talk about what we do, or to give a picture of what our vision is to give a little bit of context on our name itself, or especially the last part of it, the Christian Mission House part of it. And I know not everybody maybe would understand what a mission house is or has experience with a mission house, but for me, when I think of mission house, I think of my grandmother, and I remember of times, especially in the winter time, when she would get all of us grandkids together, and she would talk about different things and read different scriptures, but she would play this radio program called Unshackled, and it was a program put on by a Christian Pacific Garden Mission, yes, in Chicago, Illinois. Thank you, babe. And anyway, so in these stories that I would listen to as a kid, they would have these different people that would go through these life experiences. Their stories would start out beautiful, and they would be married and have these families or whatever, and then they would turn ugly and maybe go through a divorce, and maybe they would have addictions, and different things would happen. Maybe they'd end up in jail or different things. And a lot of times these people would end up homeless and things, and I was like, wow, these stories are... But then, after a while, I started seeing a theme in all of these stories, and it seemed like they would all end about the same in a beautiful way. And after these people found themselves hopeless, and at the end of their rope, they seemed to find their way to stumble into a place called a Christian Mission House. And once they were there, they would get a warm meal, and they would be met by just friendly, loving, serving people who would tell them good news. And looking back, I love these stories because I became one of those people who ended up homeless and hopeless and at the end of my rope. And I needed someone to come alongside me and friend me and tell me the good news of Jesus and help me. And the Christian Mission House is that vision. We want to be a place where if anyone finds themselves hopeless or in a desperate situation, you can stumble in and find a warm meal and a loving hand and a friend to come alongside and love you. And so that is what the vision of the Christian Mission House is.
Wow, what a phenomenal mission. That is absolutely amazing because, trust me, I've been at low points in my life, especially 11 years ago, going through a divorce at this time of the year. I didn't know what to do. So I'm glad you folks are out there as well to help folks in need. So thank you for doing what you're doing.
Praise God. Praise God.
So why don't we talk a little bit more about what you're doing as far as feeding folks in Knox County? How many people do you help?
Yeah, that's a great question. So right now, I just kind of want to say Dave very much casts the vision, and we hope to be open. Like, our dream and our vision is to be open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Right now, we are open for special events, and we are working and building our volunteer base to be able to be open for like regular daytime hours, but we're not quite there yet. So I want to first of all say we have a website. It's afterglowmissionhouse.com, and that's where you can go to our events page and see when we're open, what we're doing, and it usually always involves food. So this Food for the Hungry grant check will come in. We do a Sunday dinner every single Sunday. We've actually been doing that for years. We purchased 114 East Gambier Street last December, and so now we do that at that location, which is where the hub of the Mission House is. We do, again, almost every event we have, there's food, it's food involved. But once we are opened or have like daytime hours that we are working to open into, we will have like a lunch, which usually will be a soup lunch, and then we'll always have a breakfast available. And then we really want to connect people with resources such as hot meals in the evening for dinner, and just really be a friend to the community of ministries and services that Knox County is so fortunate to have.
Again, we're speaking with Dave and Stephanie with Afterglow Christian Mission House. Obviously, the economy has had a major impact on folks right now. How's it impacting your outreach?
Well, I just think the need's just greater, right? Cost of everything has gone up. So I think just even from the practical sense of being able to come and have a meal with us, not have to pay, have a really great Sunday meal, really eases the burden.
So how will this grant from Food for the Hungry help you out?
Well, as you can imagine, it's expensive to feed many people. So, again, in our current operations, we're having 52 Sunday dinners a year. As we open for regular hours, it's going to be a very large number of meals, and this grant will definitely help, cover the gap of finances that we would have for that.
So finally, how can someone find out more about Afterglow Christian Mission House?
Wonderful. So our website is afterglowmissionhouse.com. That is by far the best place to go and stay current. I just started a Facebook page. It needs to grow with involvement, so please come and like us. It's Afterglow Christian Mission House on Facebook. There are links to our website there, and also our Dave's testimony is on there, as well as a tour of the mission house.
Again, Dave and Stephanie with Afterglow Christian Mission House, thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're listening to The Lifeline, 90.9 FM, WNZR.